Namaste, my witchlings, and welcome to our Friday night ritual. Tonight, we practice staying, not doing, not fixing, not reaching for answers or solutions, simply staying with what is here. Take a moment now to find a position where your body can truly rest. You might lie down on your back, settle into a comfy seated position, or recline in a way that feels supported. Choose the shape that asks the least of you. This is not about posture or alignment. This is about ease. Let the earth hold you. Notice the places where your body meets the surface beneath you, the back of your head, your shoulders, your hips, your legs. Allow your weight to drop into that support. You do not need to hold yourself up right now. Gravity is already doing that work for you. If it feels comfortable, allow your eyes to drift closed. If closing your eyes doesn't feel safe or steady tonight, soften your gaze instead. Let the room blur gently. You do not need to focus on anything in particular. Peripheral awareness is more than enough here. As you arrive here, notice the impulse to prepare, to brace, to do this right. See if you can set that down. Nothing about this moment needs improvement. Nothing about you needs adjusting before you're allowed to be here. There is nothing you need to achieve tonight. No insight to extract, no breakthrough to force, no version of yourself you're trying to become. This time is not productive, and that, my darling, is its power. Your only invitation is presence. Presence with the body as it is, with the breath as it moves, and with whatever arrives, pleasant, neutral, or uncomfortable. Let yourself feel the simplicity of that invitation. Not effortful or dramatic, just honest. You are allowed to arrive exactly as you are, and you are allowed to stay. As your body begins to settle, your mind may do the opposite. Thoughts may grow louder. Memories may pop up without invitation. Sensations may shift, an itch, a pulse, a sudden ache, or a feeling that seems to come out of nowhere. This is not a problem. This is the practice. Many of us were taught, explicitly or implicitly, that meditation is about making the mind calm, blank, or peaceful. That if thoughts appear, we're doing it wrong. But tonight, my darling, that idea gets gently laid to rest. Tonight is not about quieting your mind. It is about changing your relationship to what arises. Thoughts are not interruptions. Feelings are not failures, and sensations are certainly not mistakes. They are information, movement, and they are life doing exactly what life does. Rather than tightening around what appears, see if you can soften your response. Let awareness widen instead of narrowing. Let curiosity replace judgment. You're not here to control your inner world. You're here to witness it. Okay, now, imagine yourself sitting on the shore of the ocean. You're not in the water. You're not responsible for the tide. You are simply present and watching. Waves roll in one after another. Some are small, barely rippling the surface. Others are strong, cresting high before they break. The ocean doesn't ask your permission before it moves, and you don't take it personally when the waves arrive. You do not chase the waves. You do not try to hold on to the beautiful ones. You don't resist the ones that feel rough or overwhelming. You just watch. In this image, emotions are waves. Thoughts are waves. Memories, images, sensations, also waves. Some pass quickly, some linger, and some crash loudly and demand attention. You don't need to name them perfectly. You don't need to analyze where they came from or even what they mean. The work tonight is simpler and so much harder, allowing them to come and go without abandoning yourself in the process. Notice if the mind wants to jump into the water, to fix, to interpret, or to solve. Now, that impulse is all too familiar. It has probably kept you safe more than once. But for now, see if it can rest. You are entitled to stay on the shore. If a thought arises, acknowledge it gently. Thinking is happening. If an emotion surfaces, meet it with the same softness. Feeling is happening. If the body speaks through tension, warmth, restlessness, or heaviness, let it speak. You do not need to argue with it. You don't need to rush it along. Each wave has its own rhythm. Each wave has its own lifespan. You are not the wave. You are the one who witnesses it. Let that distinction sink in, not as an idea, but as an experience. Somewhere beneath the movement, there is something steady, not rigid, not armored, steady in the way the shoreline remains, even as it is touched again and again by the water. This witnessing presence does not disappear when things get intense. It doesn't panic when emotions rise. It doesn't vanish when the mind gets busy. It stays. If you notice yourself getting pulled into a story, replaying a conversation, worrying about the future, judging how this meditation is going, see if you can gently step back. Not by force, not by scolding yourself, simply by remembering where you are. You are on the shore. You are watching the waves. You are safe enough to stay. Let the breath be an anchor, not a command. Feel it moving in and out, steady or uneven. Let it remind you that you are here now in this body. There may be moments when the waves feel overwhelming, when emotions rise faster than you'd like, or thoughts stack one on top of the other. If that happens, return to something simple and tangible. The weight of your body, the contact with the floor, the sensation of air on your skin. These are not escapes. They are lifelines back to presence. Staying does not mean you enjoy every wave. It means you trust yourself enough not to run from them. As you sit here watching, notice if anything begins to shift. Not because you made it happen, but because awareness itself creates space. Often, when we stop fighting the ocean, the waves soften on their own. And you know what? Even if they don't, you are still here, breathing and witnessing. Rest in that knowing for a few minutes. The shore beneath you is steady, the waves will continue to come and go, and you remain. Now, gently introduce the image of your Sākṣin, the inner witness. This is the part of you that is aware without needing to interfere. The part that can notice without collapsing into reaction. The part that stays. Imagine this witness as a lighthouse. Not towering or dramatic or harsh or blinding, just enough light to see clearly. The lighthouse doesn't chase the ships. It does not command the waves to calm down. It doesn't panic when the storm rolls in. It simply stands steady and present, offering orientation without demand. This is the quality of awareness you are cultivating now. The Sākṣin does not judge what appears. It doesn't grade your meditation or label emotions as good or bad, spiritual or unspiritual. It does not abandon you when things get messy. It stays. As sensations arise in your body, let the witness notice them. Warmth, tightness, ease, restlessness. No need to fix. No need to explain. We're just noticing. When an emotion surfaces, silently name it in the simplest way possible. Oh, anger is here. Hello, sadness. Ah, anxiety is here. Oh, look, restlessness is here. No story required. No backtracking into why it's here or what it means about you. The witness does not interrogate, it acknowledges. Notice how different this feels from your usual habit. So often, when an emotion appears, the mind rushes in with commentary. Oh, I shouldn't feel this way. This is inconvenient. Oh, this means something is wrong. Tonight, you are practicing another way. Let the emotion be present without becoming your entire identity. It is a visitor, not a verdict. When a thought appears, treat it with the same neutrality. You might notice some familiar phrases arising. I should be doing something. This isn't working. I don't like this feeling. I'm wasting time. See if you can watch these thoughts as you would clouds passing through the sky. They form, they drift, they dissolve. You don't have to chase them across the horizon, or argue with them, or make them go away. You don't even have to believe them. A thought is not a command. It is weather. Each time you notice yourself getting pulled into a thought or emotion, gently return. Return to the breath as it moves on its own. Return to the sensation of the body being supported. Return to the simple fact of being here. Return to staying. This return is not failure. It is the practice itself. You may need to return again and again. That's not a sign you're doing anything wrong. It's a sign you're doing it honestly. You are practicing something quietly radical here. Presence without performance, awareness without urgency. Nobody is watching. Nothing is being measured or graded. There is no outcome you are supposed to produce. The nervous system learns safety through consistency, not force. Each time you witness without reacting, you are teaching your body that it is possible to feel without fleeing. Notice if the urge to do something pops up, to fix the feeling, to reach for insight, or to turn this into productivity. See if you can let that urge pass without obeying it. You are not passive here. You are engaged in a deep form of attention, one that refuses to abandon itself. The lighthouse doesn't move toward the storm. It doesn't turn away from it either. It remains exactly where it is. Let your awareness take on that same quality. If emotions intensify, let the witness widen rather than tighten. Feel the breath, feel the ground. Let your body remind you that you are here, now, and supported. Nothing needs to resolve in this moment. Nothing needs to be understood completely. The work is staying present long enough for experience to move on its own. Rest in the steadiness of the witness. Let the lighthouse remain steady, and let the waves come and go. You are here. You are aware. And right now, that is enough. Now, notice if resistance appears. It may not announce itself clearly. Resistance is subtle, clever. Often, it disguises itself as practicality, urgency, or concern. It can show up as tension in the body, a clenched jaw, some tight shoulders, a gripping in your belly. It can appear as a mental argument. Oh my God, I don't have time for this. This is uncomfortable. I really should be doing something else, anything else. Resistance may also arrive as the urge to escape, to scroll, fall asleep, fix, distract, or to mentally leave the room while your body stays behind. None of this means you are doing anything wrong. Resistance is not a flaw in your character. It's a protective response. At some point, it learned that staying present was unsafe, overwhelming, or unproductive. Tonight, you are not here to defeat resistance. You are here to meet it differently. When you notice resistance, don't push it away, don't argue with it, and for God's sake, don't shame yourself for it. Greet it. You might silently say, with kindness rather than sarcasm, I see you. You're allowed to be here. Notice what happens when resistance is acknowledged instead of battled. Often it softens, not because it's conquered, but because it's been seen. And then gently return. Not forcefully or with discipline or willpower. Return the way a river returns to its course after meeting a bend or an obstacle. It doesn't scold itself for detouring. It simply keeps flowing. Return to the breath. Return to the weight of your body. Return to the simple, honest act of staying. This is emotional availability, not exposure or overwhelm, and not throwing yourself into the deep end without support. Emotional availability is presence that does not armor up or disappear. It's the capacity to remain with experience while staying connected to yourself. Notice how different this is from endurance. You're not gritting your teeth. You're not forcing yourself to tolerate the intolerable. You are currently practicing choice, choosing to stay grounded while something moves through you. Staying does not mean you like what's happening. It doesn't mean you approve of it. And it does not mean you are resigning yourself to pain. It means you trust yourself enough to remain present with what is here, knowing you can leave if you truly need to, but discovering that you don't always have to. Let that truth land. You can leave if you truly need to, but you're discovering that you don't always have to. Feel how that lands in your body. Does your chest soften or your breath deepen? Does something unclench even slightly? If resistance returns, and it very well may, welcome it again. This is not a one-time act. This is a relationship you are renegotiating in real time. Each and every time you notice resistance and choose presence instead of escape, you are rewiring something old. You are teaching your nervous system that staying is survivable, that feeling does not equal anger or danger, that you are capable of meeting life as it is, moment by moment. Rest here for a few breaths, not striving or fixing, just staying. Now, let go of all technique. There is nothing to track or observe or label or name, no imagery to hold in place. Simply allow the structure of the practice to fall away. Just rest. Let the breath breathe itself. You don't need to follow it or guide it. Inhale and exhale are already happening quietly and reliably. Let the body be held by the floor or the chair or by gravity itself. Notice the subtle intelligence of support that is already present. You are not floating. You are not suspended by effort. Something is carrying you and has been the entire time. Let awareness be aware, not focused or sharp, just open enough to register experience without gripping it. There is no right way to be aware right now. Wide, narrow, clear, hazy, whatever is happening is allowed. Presence does not require precision. If your mind drifts, that's fine. If you lose track of time, that's fine. If you find yourself pulled into a memory, an image, or even a fragment of thought, that's fine too. When you notice that you've wandered, gently return. Not with disappointment or self-correction. Returning is not a reset. It's part of staying. Staying includes wandering and coming back. It includes forgetting and remembering. And it includes moments of stillness and moments of movement. Let yourself rest in the simplicity of being here. You don't need to be insightful or feel peaceful or feel anything in particular. Notice the quiet truth underneath all this effortlessness. Awareness doesn't require strain. It doesn't need to be earned, and it doesn't disappear when you stop trying. It's already present, like a steady hum beneath the surface. If sensations arise, let them. If emotions flicker through, let them. If absolutely nothing in particular is happening, let that be enough. This is not a gap you need to fill, Witchling. This is not emptiness you need to fix. This is rest. Let your nervous system take in this pause, a moment without demand. A moment where nothing is expected of you, not clarity or productivity or transformation. You are allowed to be here without proving anything. Stay for a few more breaths. Your body is breathing itself, being held, and awareness aware. Let yourself be here. All right, begin to gently deepen your breath, Witchling. Not forcing it, just inviting a little more air in and allowing a fuller release out. Feel the room around you again, the temperature of the air on your skin, the sounds near and far arriving without demand. Slowly invite movement back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll your shoulders or stretch in a way that feels kind, not corrective. Gently let your body come back online. And then, when you're ready, softly open your eyes. Let the world return at its own pace. Notice the steadiness that you have cultivated, not as something dramatic or as a breakthrough, but as something real and usable. This is what staying gives you, that capacity to meet life without abandoning yourself. As you move back into your evening and into the days ahead, carry this with you. Spread love, spread joy, spread kindness. Not the performative kind or the forced positivity, but the kind that shows up and listens. The kind that stays present when things are uncomfortable or unfinished. Let your presence be a form of care, your steadiness a refuge, and let your awareness soften the spaces you move through. And while you're doing that, while you're navigating, learning, resting, and growing, remember this. You are allowed to stop, to rest, and to care for yourself without apology. And if you take one thing from this practice, let it be this. You are loved. You are wanted. You are needed. And you have a reason and a purpose for being here, even if you don't know what it is yet. You know how to stay. Thank you for practicing with me tonight. Return gently, my witchlings. Namaste.